Happy Wednesday, friends. Welcome to another week of Work It Wednesday. We are so excited that you chose to come and spend the evening with us. We're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to hear from the amazing Tiffany Kessens. So I'm super excited. But Renee's going to kick us off with News Tab.
News tab, which I thought of something and I went back and double checked a minute ago. It's not in there. But I believe World Tour registration begins tomorrow,
Mhm.
right? But it
Yeah,
wasn't in the
They
tab.
just posted it on Facebook. They didn't put it in news tab yet.
yes.
Okay, so keep an eye out for that. And the only other thing was the Gilmore Girls pre-orders started today and run through November 5th, I believe it was. They can pre-order the full-size warmer for $25 down, which does go towards the purchase price. The mini for 10, and that can only be done through your PWS. We have no way of going in and doing that on the workstation. And then they're assuming around March that they'll be ready for sale or get them or whatever.
So excited about it.
Yeah. You guys missed that it sold out in less than like 16 minutes.
That was
It
Both
felt like less than 3, honestly.
it
That's
was so fast.
it was so fast.
And I was nervous for this one, and I made it in and out, which I only had one pre-order for 2 minis and 2 wax collections. And I think if I had had any for the full size, I would have missed them.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
if you're newer, like this is how all of our launches really used to be. Like they sold out so fast. And let me tell you, the anxiety of launches, you will now understand how crazy it is and the pressure to get in and get out. And it is just so nice to get back to where things are selling out and it's not like, landing into clearance and people getting upset that they're having to, they're seeing something they paid full price for. Like, this is what we want. We want the popularity. Like, as much as it might suck to lose out on PRV because something sells out, like, this is actually really good. And it will teach and train your customers urgency and not to put things off and the value of our products. And that's really going to help with sales and PRVs. So this is a good thing. And I'm really excited to see this coming back into life.
yes.
So. All right. Well, without further ado, Tiffany's going to take her away.
Okay, first off, I wanted to hit on World Tour real quick because it's so important. And if it's happening tomorrow, like we think it is, it's vital that you get in there and find your location. Even if you go alone, I want to emphasize how big of a deal these kinds of events are. Like, we do have SFR every year, which most of you are very well acquainted with. And World Tour does not even compare to SFR. I can't call it a mini SFR because it doesn't even, like, they're not in the same levels at all. But I think that World Tour is definitely something that is attainable. Like, if SFR isn't something that you can plan ahead enough for, World Tour is a perfect thing to pour into your business. Like, not only is Scentsy providing us with like all sorts of training, they also provide you with all of the new products that are going to be coming in our catalog. And so you that is your first actual experience to be in the same room as these things and take pictures with them to provide those sneak peeks for your customers, because we all can't afford to buy every single new thing that launches. So going to these types of events really gives you that advantage, as well as getting to hear from your fellow consultant, which is my absolute favorite thing. That is my most treasured thing about SFR and World Tour, is getting to hear from other consultants who are working their business and being inspired by them, by what they're already achieving in their business, because that is literally the definition of work smarter, not harder. Okay. Like, someone's already doing something that's brought them a lot of success, and being able to hear about that. And everyone is so generous in this community. They provide you with amazing resources. And Cincy only gets the best of the best to be there to speak to you, which is absolutely great. You're not going to be alone. I know that I said that even if you had to go, I just mean that's the importance of it. Even if you had to go alone, go. But you won't, because there's so many of us that actually do go, like these, we would never miss these events. Like last year, both Tabitha and myself spoke at World Tour, so you could have seen that if you went, you know. So
Fabulous.
don't miss out on World Tour. Absolutely exceptional experience. You literally won't want to miss. And by attending, you get incentive points. So if you're also working towards the incentive, another bonus, okay? Um, anyway, moving on to the topic of the evening. Okay, so I wanted to offer you all a very unique perspective because you have in the room with you, hypothetically, virtually, a real estate agent. Okay, so I am here to share my experience being wined and dined by all sorts of vendors. It's my favorite thing. Okay, did I know that by becoming a real estate agent, I was regularly going to be showered with gifts all the time for funsies? No, I didn't. Do I love it? Absolutely. It's like it's my birthday on a regular basis. I love it. Every time I go sign up for a training, which I love doing, like Keller Williams, which is my brokerage, offers so many trainings, and I love more knowledge is my thing. Okay, like learning is my thing. So I will sign up for these things to go to these things. And every single time I'm there, someone has provided us lunch, like whether it be a mortgage loan originator, which I always feel bad about because I'm also a mortgage loan originator. So like when they're like, here's my free thing, I'm like, would you still feel the same way if you knew that I'm also a mortgage? Like, we'll just move past that. But and then like today we had four different ones. There was one that they are a car, like a flooring company, but they are very competitive in their nature. Like they servicing you as well as your clients are is incredibly important to them. And then we had one company that was called the Hitman. I love that so much. So they originally used to market their company as Let Us Kill Your Mold. And so, like, because of the kill thing, they just changed their business strategy to Hitman. And so they take care of like mold remediation as well as some other things, like small contract things, which was so cool. And then there was a credit union there and Ruoff Mortgage, which is, you know, like a big mortgage brokerage. But I thought about this and I was telling Dylan and Tabitha about it. I think I've told them numerous times about it because every time I experience it, I'm like, I really like this. And Dylan said today in his sickliness that he was like, I wonder why so many consultants like find that weird. Like when they're going to be presenting their stuff to a real estate agent and providing them with their service, it's weird. It's like icky, like you don't want to do it. And I was just thinking about it, and Dylan's like, but you're so used to this. Like, this is like what you have come to expect. 100%. Like, there are so many parallels between real estate and Scentsy. It's insane. Keller Williams and Scentsy, even in their business models, same. Like, it's just crazy the parallels. But I just wanted to provide this experience or this like open discussion with a real estate agent on like how it's not weird, okay? You're actually providing them with great benefits, okay? There are tons of components, just like within our Cincy business, that are normal, like making samples, you know, like every month we're putting together these newsletters, making samples to put on these for our customers, right? Okay. Now, if someone were to come along and say, hey, my business is paper products, okay? So I can provide you with your newsletters and have them folded, which is how you would get me immediately if someone's folding something for me and I don't have to run my fingers across it. I'd sign up in a heartbeat. Say less. I'm there because that's gross, right? Sensory overload, disgusting. But don't let Dylan hear me complaining about it because apparently it's not a big deal. Whatever, Dylan. I'm a grown adult and I can do what I want. Okay, moving on.
This is kind of
Like,
nice. He's not here to defend himself. We can say
yeah, we
anything.
could literally say anything. You hear that, Dylan? I'm an adult. I can do what I want. But anyway, so if someone were to come along and also like offer some kind of service that facilitated, made my job easier as a consultant, you would take someone up on that offer if it was worth it to you easily. There's nothing about that, okay? You can offer real estate agents, the same thing, okay? Every time we close something, whether it be a listing, like someone is listing their home and trying to get it sold, or if we're representing a buyer and finding them a home, we are gifting them things all the time. Okay. All of our clients, it's the same thing with Scentsy. If someone places an order, what do you want to do? Thank them in some capacity, right? Like most of us use scent circles to tell people thank you, samples to tell people thank you cards, just in some way or shape or form, you're trying to show your thankfulness for whatever they provided with supporting your business, okay? And the same thing goes for real estate. We have that same need, okay? And you can fill it. You can very easily fill it, okay, by just providing a solution. And it's not weird. Do you know how many times I've been asked out for lunch? Okay, I'm not even single, okay? If people would have been doing this back in the day when I was single, who knows? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have. It was fine. Moving on. Okay. But it's not unheard of. Like, I get asked to lunch all the time. Like people message me on a regular basis and they're like, "Hey, I'm within your area. This is what I provide. I'd love to take you out to coffee or I'd love to take you out for lunch to show you what I've done." Like literally this cute lady, I don't think she knows that I sold Scentsy. And I did say it. I know I said it because I say it on a regular basis. But she started her own cleaning company right here. So like I'll go to my office in town, like my real estate office, and on my desk I'll regularly find gifts from people who have started their own companies. This is a lady who has started an organization declutter business. Its name is the Tidy Tulip. Super cute, okay? And she literally bought me a gift from Bath and Body Works. And it's Japanese cherry blossom. It had this and a sanitizer in it. And she left that on my desk with her business cards, a little pack of business cards telling me that she was so thankful to meet me and she can't wait to work with me. And if any of my clients are looking, like she's there. You're providing the same thing. So I want you to feel confident in whatever approach that you take. Real estate agents are used to this. So if you wanted to reach out to you someone in your area, and you can very easy, not verily, very easily find these people because they're actively trying to advertise themselves to everyone in your community. Okay. You can literally easily find, I bet you if we did a little challenge right now and you had 5 minutes to find 10 real estate agents, I know that you all could do it easily because that's how hard they're working for their business, right? So you could easily reach out to these and say, "Hey, I know that you utilize if you utilize think they do. I don't know what everyone has different things that they do, but I would love to pitch something to you." Literally, they're not ashamed. They're not. And they're out there in full blast. Okay. It is so easy for you to put together something small and cute to offer them as a thank you gift. So, one, take the chance to set up a meeting with them. "Hey, I'd love to meet you for coffee. I have something I want to pitch to you for closing gifts." Okay. And you can easily put these things together. Any kind of thing that you would want. You could do a mini warmer with a bar. You could do a not like an unplugged like just think about any kind of gift for like a housewarming gift as well. Like it can be small, it can be large, whatever you are most comfortable with, and present that this is a whole business opportunity for all of you to um approach. And I want you to feel confident in doing so. It's not weird. We are literally used to it. It happens all the time. I love it. My favorite thing, okay? I'm not gonna turn nobody down. I will have lunch with you. I will have coffee for you, even if you're offering something like sock restoration. I don't know. I just came up with that one because some people's socks need that. You can't just be throwing it away. Yeah. Anyway, that was the first thing I wanted to tell you guys. The second thing I wanted to tell you about that I'm really excited about. I'm currently going through this program called Bold right now in real estate. And it's crazy. I can't really, if you've never experienced accelerated leadership, it's a program within Scentsy where they give you certain like objectives to hit. So one of them is it 3,000 PRV, Tabitha, in 6 weeks?
Yeah, they changed the program
Yeah,
this last time they did it, but they haven't been doing it since they did Spark Session. So, but I do think it was like 3,000 PRV.
it's like 3,000 PRV, 5 parties that are with new hosts.
Yeah.
Um, they're also there's like homework every single week. And this is the same thing with it. It's all components that you would naturally be filling to run a business and to see growth within your business anyway. So this is a very same thing. It's very mindset focused, which has been crazy for me because I don't know if you guys know this. I do a lot of work into my mindset. Like my life is incredibly hectic, and without constantly pouring into my cup, I wouldn't be able to make it through. Genuinely, like my son lost his vision in March. And it has been the most challenging time of my life, but also the happiest. And it's all because one night I sat in my office and I was thinking about how difficult everything had been and how things happen in your life because it's teaching you that you need to rise to the occasion. You have the choice. I had the choice in that moment to continue living my life miserable every single day and hoping to God that I made it through. Or I could make the active decision to change, to make my life easier in some capacity by like experiencing those growing pains. So, some of the things that I knew based off of again, I'm a freak of nature. I read nonfiction for fun, okay? It's my favorite thing. Personal development is my thing. I love learning. Okay, so in all of the time, all of the things that I had absorbed, I learned along the way the things that kept popping up, every author, the same things. And it's like you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, you've all heard that, right? Like or like how journaling is important or meditating or movement is important, affirmations are important, gratitude, like your mindset, neuroplasticity, because that's like a whole thing. I'm fascinated with neuroplasticity. Like people say that they can't change and they're stuck in their way. Wrong. You want to know how I know? Science. Want to know how I also know? Neuroplasticity. Okay, means that you can carve out new neural pathways in your brain. So although you are following the same one, that's a habit. Okay, you can carve out new ones. And as you carve out that new one, guess what happens to the other one? Oh, it gets filled like it never happened. People can change, okay? So, in this whole thing, I was like, what do I need to do to make myself? And I've already told you guys about it. I've already preached about it forever, and I'll keep beating a dead horse. 10 minutes of walking on a walking pad. And I set it really low because you can't say no to something so easy, right? Like, oh, flick your finger for your movement in the day. Check. Like, you can do that, right? That's not what was on my list. I'm just saying you can make it small. Okay. So 10 minutes of walking, 10 pages in a book, because we can flip 10 pages, okay? Especially if you make the font large, not the volume, because how is louder going to help you? You're reading, okay? Unless it's an audiobook, but that won't make it faster. It's just louder, right? Okay. So you make the font larger. That's less pages. Don't cheat. I'm just saying, who knows? Anyway, moving on. So, 10 pages, 5 minutes of journaling. Why? Because our brains are crazy. I bet you throughout the day, you're having an explosive amount of thoughts all the time, right? It's just like constantly going, constant noise. Most of us, it's a running to-do list, right? Just every task that you need to do that you haven't got to, and it's just coming up back and forth. That's what journaling helps you with. Journaling gets that out and it's less loud. Okay. Also, walking does it. I don't know how it works. I don't know the science behind it. I'm gonna look it up because I'm fascinated. I was literally having the worst day of my life on Tuesday. So I thought, okay, the sky is falling, crisis alert, all the alarms are going off. I think I'm about to implode. And then I hop on my walking pad and I walk a mile and life's okay again and I can do all the things. So it's some kind of witchcraft. I don't know what it's about, but it's magical. Okay. So walking's medicine. Who knew? Movement's medicine. Because I'm pretty sure that the other things that Dylan and Tabitha forced me to do because they took a vote when I was getting my hair done. Who does that? Apparently my friends, but that's fine. Anyway, so that also has made my mental health like substantial. So, like, by setting up these parameters for myself with the 3 affirmation statements, the neuroplasticity thing I just mentioned, where as you do a new habit, it starts to get carved out. Well, if you say nice things about yourself every single day, it becomes a habit. It also becomes so much easier. Oh my God, let's do an exercise real quick. Okay, everybody, are we ready? Okay, cool. Number one, look around your surroundings right now and try to find everything that you can that's the color brown. Okay, real quick. Everyone take 3 seconds to span around and find some stuff. Okay, right. Okay. Oh, I got so much brown stuff because I'm like going through this brown era right now. Look, I got everything brown book bag. Everything's brown. Okay. Now, okay, let's we're all gonna come together. Now, tell me everything that you saw that was red. Right? You can't do that because we were hunting down the things that were brown. And why is that? Because you were looking for it. You were actively looking for things that were brown. So you didn't notice the things that were red, right? But if you were to look around right now to look for the things that red, you would be able to identify them because you're looking for it. So the same thing happens to your brain when you are saying nice things to yourself over and over and over again. You can easily identify those things over time. So at first it's hard. It's like, oh, I like my left toe. It's okay. It's pretty thin. I don't know. Or you're like, I look really thin at 2 p.m. I don't know. Something nice that you've observed about yourself. Okay. Then over time, you're like, I'm cool. I'm so fun. I'm funny. I'm pretty. Like you can identify things because you're practicing it. The same thing goes with gratitude, which is why I do that every day. 3 gratitude statements every single day because over time, you are just constantly able to identify all the things you're grateful for, whereas maybe it was a challenge to begin with. So, all of this to say that mindset is so freaking important in everything that you do, literally everything you do. So, like, that's why this whole bold thing is working in the way that it's working for me because they're trying to shift and we're going to have a deep dive session into this because literally if I could go back to you guys list, I wish we would have recorded me trying to tell Tabitha and Dylan how excited I was about step 1 of bold. It was like I was 15 people in one, all trying to talk at the same time. It was terrifying. But we're going to have a deep dive session about it because it changed my life. It fundamentally changed the way that I thought about things. So in December, we're going to be scheduling a Work It Wednesday where we talk about this and we're going to be planning for our future, which is another one of my favorite things, planning. Although I have not nailed down this time blocking thing yet, which seems to be essential. It keeps coming back to that of my life. It's like, hey, we're supposed to do that. But anyway, back to this moment. So I had that moment with Emmett, right? Full circle moment. We're right back to the where we ended off on the conversation because that's how ADHD works, right? Anyway, so in that moment, I had the choice, right? I could choose to stay the same and be miserable or change. So I decided to change, to rise to the occasion. And your life is constantly giving you opportunities to do so, constantly. Like literally every day in your business is a new opportunity. Every time you wake up is a new opportunity to make some changes. You just have to make the active decision that you're going to do it and show up for it. And when you fall short, give yourself grace. You are not going to shame or guilt your way into getting the things that you want or, aspiring to reach the things that you want. Shame and guilt. I tell my husband all the time because just like saying nice things about yourself and pointing out what you're grateful for, it's just as detrimental that you avoid saying the mean things, even if even if it's as a joke. Okay. If you're you put the cereal box in the refrigerator and the milk in the cabinet. Like you're like, you're so stupid. No, because your brain can't tell the difference. You say something like that out loud, and scientifically it's been proven, even if it's a joke, your brain doesn't know the difference between that statement and the little giggle that you did and someone coming into a room abruptly and being like, you're stupid. Same effect, right? So you got to pay attention to those things because we so easily do. I do it all the time. Like I'll run into a door. Like depth perception is off. It's always my hips. I don't like I think they're not even that wide. I don't know why I can't get them through a door properly, but it is what it is. One day, okay? And well, there was one more part about this bold thing that I'm just obsessed with that I wanted to share with you guys. And I can't remember what it is because there's five that oh, I remember. Okay. So there are these bold laws that I wanted to go through you guys with because there's 38 of them, but they're very fast. So every single week we are identifying a bold law that we're trying to work on, okay? Mine have been the same 3 for all 3 weeks because we haven't mastered those, okay? We're trying so hard, but that was that was the thing, Tabitha, trying, okay? So, you know how in Star Wars, Yoda says, there is no try, there's only do, basically, like, but he says it in a funnier voice and backwards because that's how he talks. Okay, so anyway, she gave us this example today, which I just thought was so fascinating. If someone were to envision someone standing in front of you right now, okay? And they drop a pen in front of you and they're like, try to pick it up. What are you going to be doing? Brian, let's answer the question. What would you do? Someone drops a pen in front of you and they say try to pick it up. What are you doing?
Is this a question? You just
Oh,
pick
just
pick it
answer.
up,
Yeah,
right?
you would literally, but is that trying or is that doing?
I don't I
It's
don't know.
it's doing. There is no trying. There is only doing. Like literally if you think about it, there is no trying to do something. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it. There's no trying. Like, oh, I'm trying to change. Are we?
So
Are we
then we're
trying? Or are we doing?
really just thinking about it.
Exactly. Trying is not action. Trying is some fake whatever thing. So there's only trying or doing, which I just thought was just a crazy thing. And oh, I'm gonna tell you guys this is a personal thing, but I think it's important. I keep having regular lessons that God keeps giving me over and over again because I think he thinks he's funny. I really think that that's what's happening to me on a regular, whoever God is. I don't know him personally. We haven't met, but someone thought this stuff up. That's all I'm saying. So whatever your religion is, it's too specific and complex to just be made up by some weirdo, okay? Like someone did this. Think about how a camera works. Think about how your stomach works. That's enough for me, right? You put something in your mouth, goes in your body, does some things, and then comes out the other. Someone thought that up. I'm just saying. Okay, but anyway, back to this. So, whoever is shoving lessons into my life, and they all seem to be circled around lectures I've given to my husband. Why? I don't know. Again, some comical joke. So, one of the things I tell my husband all the time, he's like, I'm trying to change. He's just really bad at time management, okay? And I keep giving him all the clues, and I don't know why he's not taking any of them because I'm always right, obviously. But anyway, whatever. So I keep telling him, there is no trying, Tim, there's only do. And then what happens today? Boom, shakalaka, Miss Kimberly Horn right to my face. Oh, there's no trying, there's only doing. Really? So everything in my life, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to time block. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. You're looking at planners online. Shut up. You're not trying. Okay. So you just gotta be honest with yourself at some point. But anyway, so I wanted to go through these with you guys because I think it's so much fun. Number one, line up your dominoes. So you figure out what to do right now and then line up your dominoes so that you knock down the biggest one at the end, which is success. So it's literally like just like carving, planning things out. Number two, win the morning, win the day, which how many times have you heard that? Essential, right? Number three, business is a contact sport. Businesses are built on relationships and relationships are built on contacts. It's not fun, right? Big thoughts require bold action. So they break these down. I'm only going to go through, I don't want to go through all 38. That's so much. And I read my, anyway, let's go through the ones that I'm stuck on right now. Okay. Number one, which would be number five. Fail to plan, plan to fail. Just if you don't have a plan, you have no idea what the outcome will be. Obviously, right? Obviously. And I had this whole excuse. I'm like, oh, I don't really know what I'm going after or like what the wrong, wrong. She told me that too. Well, I've already learned I'm wrong on that because you just envision what you want and you break it down into steps. So easy, ridiculous. I don't even know who I am. The next one, which is if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Yeah, that hurt my feelings too. That's how you know it's specifically for you. If it feels like someone in the room shouting, but it's dead silent, that's how you know it's for you. Okay, next one, which is my personal favorite, and I feel personally victimized by. All work expands to fill the time allowed. So when you give yourself all day to do something, it takes all day to do it. Right? Okay. So there are, like I said, 38 of these, and it only gets worse from there. And it's just like being able to identify these things. I just uh, okay, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek only because you pulled my arm. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it's just a very small thing. Okay, if we think about life really quick, this is what gets me so giddy, and we'll be going into this in December, okay? But this gets me so giddy. If you think about your life, is life not just a series of choices every single day? Is it not? Life is just a series of choices, what you're choosing to do every single day, right? So if everything is a choice, that means choices are choice. So you can choose to do something, even choosing not to do something is a choice. Okay? So exactly. Literally. This front part of this, oh my God, it just oh, my blood singing. It's like, you know, when you get mad and your blood boils? Well, mine's like rejoicing when I get excited. Like everything vibrates. That's how I feel. So that's what's happening right now. Everything's vibrating. That sounded wrong. When I said it out loud, I do regret some of the words that I chose there, but we're going to move along like it didn't happen. Okay, so if life is made up of choices, right? Then that means that by owning the choices you author, you're taking ownership and authorship of your life, meaning that you control your life essentially, right? You get to choose what happens in it. So that means we are our choices. So you can come up with a whole outline for your life and then execute it. You can design the life that you want and then make it happen. The only thing that separates that from happening is choice. That like I know it seems so simple, but when you really think about it, it's like if at the end of the day, if you decide you're outlining what you want from life, and then you just write out the choices that you have to make to get there, like, does that not seem like the most simple thing you've ever heard in your life? Right? I know. Okay. That was it. You're gonna have to wait for the rest until December. But anyway, guys, this is super fun. We should do this again.
You're amazing. I just love the way that Tiffany's brain works different than I would say most people's. And like she's so feral. Like you just never know how it's gonna come out, and it's just freaking fantastic. So I love it. I love it so much. It is. It's her energy. She's contagious. It's amazing. So there's always something to take away and learn from it. But I love that so much. I love the indecision is making a decision.
Mm,
That's such a good thing to remember. And how bad did it hurt that you can literally take all day to do a task if you give yourself all day? Like, how
literally.
bad did that hurt? Because that is so true.
Ooh.
And a big reason of why you should do your hardest thing first in everything. If there is something, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, especially in Scentsy, people are like, I didn't have, I'm just going to use the party like videos because that's, relevant what we've been talking about.
Mhm.
I don't have the videos ready, so I'm not booking any parties. And you sit there and you don't book the parties or you don't post on social media because you haven't answered a customer and you don't want to see them think you're active and ignoring them when it would have been easier just to text your customer back the answer that they were looking for. Like I've heard that these are real life examples. So we have to just start dedicating to doing the things rather than not making the decision to not do it because we're getting behind on the goals that we want. We're getting behind on every like the progress we want to make. And that's what she was talking about. You're doing or you're trying. Trying is a lie. It is. It's the biggest lie that we tell each other. You're either picking up a pen or you're laughing at the person that dropped it and you're not going to help them. That's where you're at. Like, there's no trying to pick up the pen. And let you know, unless you might be disabled or older and you are literally trying, you know what I mean though. But like, I just think it's so important. And that's what, when she was talking about this and we couldn't do a words night tonight, I was like, you have so much that you need to share with us. And it goes so much in hand. And that's why I said in the beginning, like, realtors aren't ashamed to post on social media like 24/7.
Mm.
And because people look at it like it's a real job, they're not annoyed by it. No, that is the lies and persona you're putting in your head that people don't want to hear what you have to offer or what you have to say. They don't want to see what you have to offer. Those are the lies that you're telling yourself. There is nothing different about paying your bills with Scentsy just because it's an MLM versus real estate. There is so much that goes hand in hand between those two. And I love that she brought up the fact that she literally listens to a sales pitch at every event. Those people pay for the lunch. So you have to sit in the room and sales pitch them. Heck, Cincy does it to us on incentives sometimes. Let me tell you, I had to listen to a flying carpet presentation and get fed snacks. And they were trying to sell us $4,000 carpets and plus.
Oh my God.
But
I
that's
thought some
what,
of them were affordable.
yeah, that's what they said. I don't know, Mary, how much was the cheapest one? It was thousands, I think. Like we're like it was expensive. But
Yeah, like the 8 by 10 was like thousands. Like, and it was one that went on your wall for decoration.
yeah, it was nuts.
Like the size of a sheet of paper.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's
I
I'm
know.
sure.
But
Go
you
to
know what was cool is they showed us the old lady that was sitting there doing it with her hands. They showed us how you get the silk out of the cocoon. They showed us how they mix it and take the strands apart. They showed us all the labor that goes into building these rugs. That price didn't seem expensive when we were sitting there. Like, honestly, like in retrospect of what they do and the fact that they get paid, what was it like? $500 for the completion of a rug that might take them 6 months. Like, it was stupid low what they're making and how long it takes them.
Yeah, it's
So,
like 6 hours a day of just sitting in front of this machine, like, and weaving with your hands.
yeah. But that
outside.
was all a part of the gimmick. They brought us in the store. They showed us exactly what they were doing, the labor that went into it, and then they take you in this room and they wine and dine you with their snacks and their drinks, and they put on this show, and then they say, okay, and then we get swarmed with all these salespeople to buy them.
Oh my gosh.
And you tell me you posting on social media is awkward for you?
Yeah. Also, one of the things that she also taught us today was the acronym for fear. It's just false evidence appearing real in the moment. And
I
I
like
started thinking about how often, like just like in this moment, like if you really like get down with the nitty gritty of like why you feel the way that you feel in the moment, it's like trying to identify what you're afraid of and going smaller, and then
that.
going smaller to get really to the core to of it.
Ask yourself 5 times, why do I feel that way? And then, but why do I feel like that? It's the five, I forget what that's called, but that's a method. You take it 5 times deep to get to the root of what is giving you that insecurity or that fear or, holding you back. Really
Yeah,
find out what it is.
literally. Just insane.
It is. And it's
It's
like once you start looking at things from that direction, everything seems so much more clear. Like, we have got to get out of our own way.
hmm I tell Emmett he's fine all the time. Like he's autistic, okay? So he tends to not know. Like so everything seems like a major event to him in his little tiny body. And it's so sad to watch him get so worked up about stuff. So I remind him, I'm like, Emmett, you're okay. And now, after I've done this so long, Emmett will start to get upset. He'll go, I'm okay. Like, it's so cute. And then I started doing it too. Like I'll start to get upset. Like I'll start to get ready to go on a rant. I call it a selfish. I always tell Tabitha and Dylan, I was like, I need to take a selfish. And that's just me like venting about like something that I know is not like a big deal, but like I need time to talk about it, which I'm gonna waste your time talking about this thing that doesn't matter. So it's a selfish. But every time I feel that way, I've started going, I'm okay, just to see how it feels. I'm like, because if I believe it, I'm like, I am okay. Or we get to a deeper thing. Girl, no, I'm not. Why would you say that to me? How rude, you know? But it's
Yeah,
helpful.
it is. It is little things like that. Like there's a reason some therapists will use like every time you have that thought, flip a rubber band on your wrist because you start to visualize like a pain receptor to the thought and you'll start becoming aware of that thought or, negative talk, negative self-talk, if you're really bad at that and you like, I want to switch it to positive. Well, first you have to be aware of the problem. And then second, you have to do something about it to change it. And being aware of it is the biggest process and step of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have to, tie something to it. So it really is what it comes down to. It's we're in our own way. We're causing us to not have the success that we want to have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's as easy or as hard as what we want. You can do it or you cannot do it.
Yeah. And like another hard fact is like happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
You can choose to be happy. I was not very happy. I don't know, like I don't know when that was, but I can't even remember it now, but I remember being incredibly unhappy. And the only difference between then and now is the active choice that I do every single day to pour into myself every single day.
And it's a choice.
It's just one choice.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything else that they want to share? Or anything that anybody's working on or any questions? Or we're gonna wrap up a couple minutes early.
I literally told Tabitha we were going to finish so early because I talk so fast. We didn't.
All right. Well, thank you. We will reschedule and do awards night tomorrow night or tomorrow. Yeah. Next week.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday.
Not
So
tomorrow.
yeah, not tomorrow. Next Wednesday will be tonight's original plan. So all right. We appreciate you guys. Go book some parties because I'm telling you, I took the summer off, I feel like, from booking parties just because life was an absolute mess. And I have parties going right now and I have like new customers ordering and I'm having new connections and it almost forget how exciting that feels. I promise you, if you need to fall back in love with your party or your business, like have a party that you just get to meet new humans and share your love of Scentsy for. And I'm really excited because I just went and dropped off fundraiser packets tonight for a college cheer program. And it is just like this other level of my business that I've not done like big fundraisers. And I know a lot of you are doing that too. Mary Jalea was sharing with us her fundraiser that she's recapping right now. And she pitched that after you came on and talked to us. So it's gonna be big. She had one she's at 42 six packs, I think, so far. What was it?
We're at 45 that have been turned in, and then I have another student's envelope in my drawer. She's still collecting though, but she's at 7. So
Yeah.
we're almost over 50, and I only
That's
have
awesome.
6 of the 112 packets turned in.
Six, right? 6 of 112.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
huge.
Great job.
So
thank you. I'm excited. The kids are excited.
it's just something little like that, just learning new things and trying it. If you're not feeling a spark or in love with your business, also maybe you just need to shake it up and just try something new. And don't be afraid to try new things. All right, friends, until next week, we appreciate you guys and we'll see you then.